Survive is a new South Korean zombie thriller that was recently released on Netflix a few weeks ago, and it is directed by... You know what? I'm not doing this. I wrote the shit down because I knew that this would happen and because I'm tired of being such a disappointment on this damn channel, okay? I decided to get the shit right. So here we go. It's directed by Cho Il-young. I think I got that right. It's also starring Yoo Ah-in. Is it Ah-in or Ah-hin? Ah-hin? Ah-in. An. There's a dash in it, so I just assume it's Ah-in, but maybe they don't say it like that. Maybe it's Ah-hin. Ah-hin. Kind of like you're clearing your throat. Ahem! Also starring Park Shin-hye. So, I feel good about that. It's a drop the mic moment. I feel good. I got it right for the first time in recorded history on this channel, it feels like. And, man, this is embarrassing. About this video game streamer who gets separated from his family, his friends, his siblings, everybody, and he gets trapped inside of his apartment when there's a sudden zombie outbreak. And all of a sudden there's a bunch of zombies around his building. He has to find a way to survive while staying in his room and staying locked inside his apartment complex while zombies are literally in the hallways outside the building. And there's also somebody else in the building who is sharing the same fate. So it's basically a survival story about a guy locked in his apartment. When it comes to zombie movies, we've basically seen it all at this point. Let's be honest. We've seen the highs, we've seen the lows, we've seen the middles. There's almost nothing that can really surprise us when it comes to the zombies themselves. I mean, basically, if you're looking for zombies, you're looking for more of like the story surrounding the zombie, the circumstances, the location, something that changes it up and makes it more entertaining to the audience watching. As far as the zombies themselves, they look good. The makeup is good. They typically are in movies like this. Normally, that's not going to change in movies like this unless you have a movie where there's a zombie who gets horny and then he falls in love and then wants to clap some cheeks and ends up turning into a human kind of by the end of the movie. And other than that, you're not really going to find a lot of zombie movies that are going to tweak too much about the zombie's appearance. Well, let's be honest, other than that movie that I'm not even remembering the title of, how many hot-ass zombies have you seen on screen in your lifetime? Yeah, exactly. We'll openly acknowledge, though, that if we had seen Andrea turn into a zombie, I can't remember, actually, if we had seen Andrea from Walking Dead turn into a zombie, but if she did, she definitely would have probably been one of the hottest zombies that we've ever seen. You know what? Scratch that. Fuck Andrea. It's all about Rosita. I actually haven't kept up with The Walking Dead in a few years, so I don't know if Rosita's still alive. I hope she is. She definitely would be top 5 dead or alive. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Definitely top 5 dead or dead zombies of all time in terms of how hot they are. I mean, Rosita, I don't care if she's dead. I don't care if she's alive. She can get it anyway, anyhow. I'm kind of detrimentally horny to start off this review. Let's actually talk about the thing that actually makes this movie what it is, which is the environment, the circumstances, the location, the scenario. They're going for like a claustrophobic atmosphere. You definitely can accomplish that by having people being in the secluded area in their apartments, surrounded by zombies on all sides, trying to find a way to survive. I think this movie is actually kind of clever because it's coming out at the perfect time. We've been dealing with a global pandemic that has kept a lot of people in their houses or kept them from going to work for months now. Let me be the first to tell you that when you've been locked in your house, locked in your room all day for weeks and weeks on end, you get kind of loopy, you get kind of crazy. You can definitely see the parallels in this movie and the isolation that you feel being locked inside your room due to zombies, as opposed to being locked in your room because of a global pandemic. It gets weird. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna get into too many specifics regarding what I've been up to when I've been quarantined, but there was peanut butter involved, there was a Spyro plushie, and there may have been some nudity. Everything else in terms of execution with this movie, they did a good job pulling that off. The loneliness and the terror that you would feel in a situation like this, the clever ways that this screenplay is able to put these characters into interesting situations where they have to do something weird to survive or to entertain themselves or to try to reach the outside world or to communicate with other people. If you're looking for a zombie thriller that has fun, entertaining zombie sequences, good performance, surprisingly good character work, but also just a really good inside look at how crazy people can get when they get locked up and how that kind of parallels to the world today, I definitely think you could do a lot worse than Alive. I was really entertained by this movie. I really liked the movie. I didn't love it. I would say that some parts of the movie are definitely predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen before it happens, and when it happens, there's less impact because you predicted it so far in advance. Some of it feels a little telegraphed in that sense. I'd actually say the bigger problem with this movie is the gotta go aspect of the script, and what I mean by gotta go is that because this script is so small and the movie's so short, and they probably had a certain point that they weren't weren't trying to go past in terms of budget and in terms of runtime. There are certain aspects of the script where you feel like they have to write these characters into doing kind of dumb things or making dumb decisions because it pushes the plot, because they're trying to get to the end of the movie, and otherwise they wouldn't have a way to accelerate through the movie other than doing what they did in this scene. So sometimes you can definitely feel like the script is squeezing this premise and squeezing all of the juice out of it, and sometimes you can feel that run out a little bit. Kind of plot conveniences you can find in most movies, but in this movie, definitely with the isolation and the lack of characters in the movie and with the runtime, it just feels more noticeable to me, and that was really my biggest issue with it. Alive was an entertaining, exciting ass zombie movie. I'm gonna leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Those are my thoughts on Alive. Tell me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And what is your favorite zombie movie of all time? Scratch that. Tell me what's one of the weirdest things that you did while quarantined this year. And if you haven't quarantined this year, just tell me what's one of the weirdest things that you've ever done when you're completely by yourself and no one's around. Don't worry, there's not gonna be any judgment. I won't judge you, at least. Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.